What do you do to keep the culture strong and focus on improvement while having to onboard new engineers?
What do we do to keep the culture strong? Um, well, like engineering culture or just culture in general? Um,
Yeah, either.
well, so one interesting thing that has come up recently is one of the teams uh, has started having stand-ups that for an hour a day, 5 days a week. And the engineering manager was like, I really had to get over my knee jerk, it's 10 minutes, get in, get out, etc. But he said for this team, like it's because they're all distributed, lots of them haven't ever met each other. He's like, it's actually really high bandwidth and it's really bonding. Like it's a mix of like human stuff and joking around, but also like doing like deep dives into stuff and like sorting, prioritizing, doing tickets and stuff, and doing knowledge transfer. And it's a small like 4 or 5 person team, but they're loving it. And I can
Yeah.
see I can see the energy in this team and how quickly they're moving and just the smiles on their face. I'm like, that's really working for them. Wouldn't have guessed that, but great.
Yeah,
So
actually that's awesome because I mean, that's a trust thing.
yeah,
The
and I think a lot
engineering
of
Bible
people.
says 15-minute stand-ups, but I'm going to bring an idea to the group 1 hour, which I know is was used to be looked upon as maybe crazy, but now that might
Well,
be
I
the
think it
best
just
thing
kind of
possible.
naturally just kept growing. And so they finally just kind of acknowledged it to each other. They're like, yeah, no, we're actually going to invest this time because it's really working for us.
Like a
So I
working
love
happy
that.
hour.
I feel like, there's a pretty strong thread of honeycomb culture. What was concerning me there for a little while was that, new people would join and they would feel very much like a part of honeycomb, but they weren't feeling that tight team bonding around each themselves, because we doubled the size of the engineering team, engineering org really
Wow.
quickly, and nobody's been able to meet in person. And there's just like, how do you kind of replicate that? So we've been doing some interesting stuff. Like we had a magic show for all of the kids of honeycomb employees, and that was just fun to watch all the stupid little faces just like giggling and stuff. And one of the I'm so fatigued on Zoom, just like, oh my god, but it was really sweet. um so I think there's a couple different levels there. There's the making space for people to bond with their immediate teams. We've had some. There was one. A couple of the engineers are Canadians, and when a new engineering manager joined, they created a Canadian Jeopardy for the team to play together, which is pretty funny. I think that it's got to you have to have your finger on the pulse, because it can't be too top down. It also can't be too bottom up. There's got to be room to just sort of like riff on things that come up, and it has to be unique. It has to be organic and and natural to each team. So like none of our three engineering orgs is really alike in the way that they've chosen to address this, but they're all kind of getting there. We do have some policies like every single person is on call, right? That's a thing that we share. So we have a thing where if once you join, you get the presentation. Here's our infrastructure, etc. And then it's going to be your job to give that presentation to the next person who joined, and you are getting it from the last person who joined. So it's like this chain, which is kind of funny. It's a little shared stress. Everyone freaks out a little, but it's okay. Stuff like that.